This MagSafe wallet lines the shelves in every Apple store worldwide. I helped design it, working from the most prestigious product design team in the world. But my journey was more tumultuous than glamorous. I worked as an engineer in 9 different industries, and I have patents in 4 of them. But I also struggled to find a job out of college, lived through multiple layoffs, and battled crushing self-doubt all along the way. Whether you're just starting out or looking to advance or pivot your mechanical engineering career, this channel is for you. I'm Leon, and these are 5 brutal truths I learned about being a mechanical engineer. Views expressed are my own. Truth number 1, mechanical engineering is permissioned work. You can make a YouTube video, a website, or an app for $100, but to launch hardware, you need hundreds of thousands of dollars to partner with the factory, build a manufacturing line, and ship your product. Even with the engineering skills to design and 3D print a working prototype, you'll hit a wall where you need to raise venture capital or take out a small business loan. From working at 3 VC-backed hardware startups and trying to start 3 of my own, I learned that VCs generally place bets on companies that plausibly reach $100 million in annual revenue within 5 to 7 years. This eliminates the vast majority of hardware ideas. However, the Nuts thermostat, Framework laptop, Nothing phone, and Quilt home climate control prove there's a path to building a consumer hardware company in the modern age. The recipe goes something like this. 1. Join a notable established company and work your butt off building up skills, network, and credibility. 2. Identify a prevalent problem and plausibly profitable solution. 3. Be open about your idea and share it with people around you who might be able to help or give you constructive feedback. This is often how you encounter co-founders and pick up leads to investors. Tony Fadell wrote an incredible book about his 30-plus year career journey from Apple to founding Nest and selling it to Google for $3.2 billion. It's called Build, one of the best reads for aspiring engineers. Link below. Truth number 2, MechEs don't make that much. Why and how to make more? According to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, median salary for mechanical engineers is around $100K. The highest paid mechanical engineers can make $250K base salary, with stocks bumping total compensation to over $350K. I've personally seen this in big tech. But senior software engineers can make over $1 million a year. There are super talented people in both fields, so why the huge salary gap? 1. Value creation and scalability. A single software engineer can build products used by millions, but to build hardware at scale, you need an engineering team, a factory line, shipping logistics, sales channels, and other expensive hurdles. This means that the hardware revenue pie gets divided up into many more pieces. 2. Profit margins. Software businesses make more profit, so more people build software and more VCs fund software companies, driving up demand for skilled software engineers. With higher demand than supply, software engineers can ask for more, often bidding prospective employers against each other. In hardware, there's fewer openings and only a couple big tech companies that pay top dollar, so we have less cards to play. You can maximize your earnings and career trajectory as a mechanical engineer by joining a top tech company to build the hardware platforms for the latest AI and software. If you can't get an interview or referral, build up your network by moving to a city with big tech hardware teams, hubs like the Bay Area, Boston, or Seattle, where I'm based. Establish your foothold there by joining an exciting company where you can demonstrate your skills, creativity, and initiative. Side projects can help too, since you need to find a way to stand out as a uniquely talented person when networking and interviewing. Okay.
What was that?
Leverage the internet and AI tools to help build your own brand and attract exciting new opportunities like what I'm doing here.
You should definitely do an NG thing.
Oh, like a spoofer? This is the path I took to go from a $67K starting salary in Boston to cracking $100K at a biotech startup in California, then jumping over $200K total comp at Apple in 2020, just 5 years out of school. Like, share, and subscribe for more stories and insights from my journey. Am I speaking a little too fast?
No?
Nope, that's too much. Truth number 3, there are more engineers than desirable jobs. My favorite role within mechanical engineering is called Product Design Engineer, which I did at Apple, Meta, and Quilt. It's typically a consumer electronics role that collaborates with industrial design to bring products from concept, prototyping, testing, all the way through production. PDs also work directly with cross-functional partners like UX, project management, manufacturing, reliability, quality, and supply chain, taking all of their considerations into account as they drive the program to completion. I love this role because it's such a central upstream role in the product development process. The further downstream you are, the more imperfections and challenges resulting from upstream you have to tolerate and execute on regardless. Like if you're in manufacturing and the design has significant flaws, you still have to meet timelines and figure out how to build it while hoping your feedback is taken into account in the next design cycle. Even within the prestigious big tech orgs, few get to work on the exciting parts and make high-level decisions. A complex electromechanical assembly is only as elegant and robust as its weakest link. So big tech pays a premium for the best and brightest to relentlessly refine even the most mundane aspects of any product. If you don't want to crank 50+ hour work weeks redesigning a small aspect of a 14th generation product, you might find yourself golden handcuffed. I was surprised that it's not much easier to switch teams than to get hired in from the outside due to the awkward politics of telling your boss you want to leave them. Companies want people to stay in their lane and fulfill their job function for a few years, and it's hard to get insight into a role before joining. I know tons of engineers agonizing between stagnating in their pigeonhole position or taking a big risk and a pay cut to leave for a startup. If you're considering leaving a stable job for a side project or startup, double check the following so you don't make the same disastrous mistakes I did. For your aspiring side project startup idea, make sure you've built prototypes and validated the user experience and product market fit with customers before quitting your day job. Some ideas seem promising but are actually dead ends with no permutation or refinement that can reach product market fit. Before joining a startup, get a sense of their burn rate, how far they are from profitability, how competitive the space is, and how likely they are to raise their next round. What milestones do they plan to hit in order to raise their next round in X months, and are those goals feasible? Startups sell you hard on their vision, excitement, and Kool-Aid, so maintain a healthy dose of skepticism because a million things can go wrong, and it's never as rosy as portrayed. I quit Apple in 2022 to join Neuro to build autonomous delivery vehicles while pursuing my own startup idea on the side, a flexible magnetic light pipe stem toy called Lightest. Neuro had just raised 600 million Series D, but just 8 months later, I got laid off along with 20% of the company. A month after that, my Lightest project had also reached the end of its road as well. The snappy neodymium magnets were a swallow hazard for children, and users wanted to be told what to build rather than ideate and explore their own designs as I'd intended. I didn't want to shoot a bunch more plastic into the world for a tech bro desk toy and decided it wasn't worth pursuing anymore. Truth number 4. You will probably experience layoffs. Layoffs have been normalized in tech. Nobody's safe. The US Bureau of Labor Statistics projects mechanical engineering will actually grow by 11% from 2023 to 2033 as we build out more automation. This 11% is compared to 4% job growth across all occupations and 26% job growth for computer scientists. I see 2 big trends in hardware right now, driven by the latest AI advancements: humanoid robots and smart glasses. Billions of dollars have already been poured into over a dozen humanoid robot companies, but most of these endeavors will fall short for 3 main reasons. 1. Economies of scale. Hardware companies naturally benefit massively from economies of scale since higher volume production means driving down costs, better support from manufacturing partners, more resources to spend on R&D, which attracts better talent to build nicer products. Companies in third place and beyond eventually struggle to stay competitive. 2. Society's low tolerance for safety risks. In 2018, an Uber autonomous vehicle hit and killed a woman in Arizona. Uber ceased testing in all cities and sold its autonomous driving arm. In 2023, a Cruise autonomous vehicle was involved in an accident in San Francisco. Cruise lost its license to operate its fleet and laid off a quarter of its staff before GM pulled funding and left the robotaxi business. These precedents illustrate that it would only take one of these 100-pound humanoid robots falling on a child to doom a company and set the entire industry back. 3. Users' high bar for usefulness. In 2023, Google laid off 12,000 employees, including its everyday robots team, building general-purpose helper robots. These bots struggled with common daily tasks that are notoriously challenging for robots. Thus, a consumer humanoid robot is only viable if it's capable enough to justify its price tag. Would you buy a $20,000 mannequin that can fetch a soda but needs help doing the dishes? How many plates can it shatter before you want a refund? How much more is there, Jesus? The other big hardware trend is smart glasses. Google Glass in 2014 and Humane's recent AI pin both failed because the products didn't do enough to justify the cost of wearing them. They both tried to invent a new way to solve a problem that already solved by smartphones. And the new way required this cumbersome extra gadget you had to charge every few hours. I think the billion-dollar question is, what do you need smart glasses to do to justify the extra weight of wearing them on your face and having to charge them? You already have glasses, earbuds, and a smartphone. The takeaway is that the sectors with the most growth also often see the most volatility. Layoff-proof your career by building depth in valuable skills informed by a breadth of knowledge. Think critically about product vision and possible failure points. It doesn't matter how sleek the hardware is if it lacks functionality key to the value proposition. Don't underestimate how close to perfection a hardware product needs to be in order to do well. Hedge against blind spots by learning about AI and its current limitations. That's one. Truth number 5. Hardware is hard, but rewarding. Here's my dirty little secret. Every couple years, I'd hit a road bump in my career and consider switching to software engineering for the abundance of jobs, startup opportunities, and higher compensation. But each time I'd remember, I love making nice things. I can't resist touching cool textures and materials, studying beautiful items and how they're made. If you're like me and innately love building tangible products, I encourage you to go into product design. Working with industrial designers elevated my sense of taste. I started to understand design language and why Apple products seduce the eyes. Visiting factories to deeply understand how stuff is made is awe-inspiring and enriching. Seeing my MagSafe leather wallet in Apple stores and sharing it with my friends was such a fulfilling and priceless experience. I switched from biotech to consumer hardware because I wanted to build more relatable products to feel more connected. People outside of biotech don't really care about pipetting robots or microfluidics or DNA sequencing, but anyone can engage and discuss what they like and don't like about consumer goods. Finding your niche amongst the many fields available for mechanical engineers can be overwhelming, but I hope this channel can help guide you towards success or a pivot. The goal is to democratize hardware so we can build better products by charting clear paths. Drop a comment down below with your biggest career questions or struggles. The best thing you can do for your career is find work you're passionate about and stoke that fire. Get yourself into that inspired flow state. If you can sufficiently develop a solution to a valuable problem, you can get funding to pursue it full-time or use that experience to land an exciting, well-paid job. Subscribe for my next video on this topic or check out my coaching and consulting services for more personalized guidance at leonxmachina.com. If you found this content valuable and want more, please consider joining my channel or supporting me on Patreon. Thanks, and I'll see you next time. Oh my god, it's done.